Lewis structures are diagrams that illustrate the bonding of atoms in a molecule. It also shows the shared pairs and the lone pairs that may exist as leftovers in the molecules. These bonds or shared pairs are represented as lines. The excess electrons or lone pairs are represented as dots placed next to the atoms. Also, when drawing the Lewis structure, the atom with the least amount goes in the middle. Covalent molecules share electrons between two or more nonmetal atoms. C3H8, or propane, contains 3 carbon atoms and 8 hydrogen atoms. Carbon contains 4 valence electrons and hydrogen contains 1. In order to find out what the Lewis structure of this molecule will look like, you first have to multiply the number of valence electrons of both atoms by the number of atoms. Carbon's 4 valence electrons would be multiplied by 3, and hydrogen's 1 valence electron would be multiplied by 8. After that, add the two numbers together. So you would get 12 plus 8 equals 20. Then divide 20 by 2, which gives you the amount of bonds that there should be in the Lewis structure of C3H8. Each of the lines represents a shared bond between the atoms. Carbon can pair with either another carbon or a hydrogen atom. Hydrogen shares its only valence electron with carbon, and carbon shares one of its 4 valence electrons with hydrogen. This also can happen with bonds between carbon and carbon. They both share one of their 4 valence electrons with each other in order to form a bond. Polyatomic ions use covalent and ionic bonds to bond atoms together within a molecule. However, in a polyatomic covalent ion, only covalent bonds are used. PO4-3 is made up of 1 phosphorus atom and 4 oxygen atoms, and has a charge of -3. Phosphorus contains 5 valence electrons and oxygen contains 8 valence electrons. To get the basic Lewis structure, multiply 5 times 1 because there is 1 phosphorus atom and 6 times 4 because there are 4 oxygen atoms. Then add 3 because there is a charge. Finally, divide 32 by 2, which gives you 16 bonds. To get the charge of each atom in this molecule, you have to do valence electrons minus unshared pairs minus bonding electrons. For phosphorus, you do 5 minus 0, which gives you 5 again, and then 5 minus 4, which gives you 1, giving phosphorus a charge of +1. There are 6 valence electrons in oxygen and 6 unshared pairs in oxygen. 6 minus 6 gives you 0, and then 0 minus 1 is -1, giving oxygen a charge of -1. There are 4 oxygen atoms and 1 phosphorus atom in this molecule. When combining -1, -1, -1, and +1 together, you get -3. This is the reason why it is PO4-3.